I'm Alex Barker and this is Garage 2117. Today we're going to be looking at a Fiat Panda, but it's probably not the one your grandma would buy. The 100 horsepower's interior isn't actually a bad place to be. You've got decent comfy seats with a reasonable amount of support in them. I mean, they're not full-on Recaros, but they're nice and supportive and fairly comfortable. You've got this nice chunky leather steering wheel, which feels great in your hands. Could ideally do with a bit of reach adjustment, but at this price point it's not bad. There's plenty of kit as well. You've got a stereo with a CD player, we've got air conditioning, we've got an LCD trip computer with information about your fuel consumption, stuff like that, which is a handy feature, and electric windows. We also have steering wheel controls, including the hands-free Bluetooth kit. The car's hands-free Bluetooth kit's dead easy to set up. Just switch your phone's Bluetooth on and press and hold the two buttons on the steering wheel.
Cancellazione della memoria in corso. Attendere.
It's all in Italian, so you might need a language GCSE.
Accoppiare l'apparecchio.
Shut up! How do you actually switch this off? Yes. Yeah. Right. Compared to the basic Pandas, this has far more kit as standard, and it's also a much nicer interior as well. I mean, it's a bit grey and bland, but actually compared to a mismatch of sort of beige and light greys and dark greys, it just sits much more neatly in here. The biggest difference, of course, is the engine, with the 1.4 16-valve engine putting out 100 horsepower and more or less the same amount of torques. It has far more punch than the basic 1.1s and 1.2s in the model, and it does actually go pretty well when you put your foot down. Bloody hell! Woo! massive understeer there, but it gripped. I'm not impressed with that. Great. What was I going to say then? I can't remember because I just piled into that corner far too quickly, but it got me out of trouble pretty well actually. I'm impressed with that, I've got to say. Price-wise, the basic Panda starts at about £6,000 or £7,000. This one, although it stopped production last year, a new one would have set you back just under £10,000, which actually isn't a bad markup on the basic one for the amount of kit and the extra sort of fun that you get with this car. New ones, you can collect them for as little as about £4,500 now, so they're a really great bargain if you've got, if you can find one. They're really eager little cars. That's the best thing about a car that's small like this. It's just dead chuckable and it's got great suspension. It's quite firm, which means that it's really sporty and handles really well, although the ride is compromised because of it. But again, it's a cheap car, so they have to compromise somewhere, and I'd rather they compromised on things like having slightly plasticky interior in the places that you don't touch, and having slightly naff ride quality compared to better handling and things like better touch points on the steering wheel or the gear stick. And the gear stick's another great one. The gearbox is a fantastic little snappy gear change in this car, and although a bit strange having it so high up in the centre of the console, it's only a handspan away from the steering wheel, so it makes for really sharp, snappy changes. So it's good for 0 to 60 in just over 9.5 seconds, around thereabout. So it's a pretty nippy little car. But one of the best things about this car, especially for young drivers, is the insurance group. It's only about insurance group 4. So compared to, I mean, it's not a performance match for a Golf GTI or a Corsa VXR or any of the stuff like that. But it's a good sort of baby hot hatch, like a warm hatch. The best bit about the car is the sport button on the dashboard there. Switch it off and the steering goes all light and easy to park. But if you keep it on, the steering's stiffened up, so you get a lot more meaty feel through the steering, and the throttle response throttle response is sharpened up, so you get a quite snappy response from the engine below about 2,000 revs, and it does pull pretty well from about 3,000 revs onwards. That's the sort of power band, is from round about 2,500, 3,000 revs all the way up to the red line. Really, it doesn't tail off on power until right at the top of the rev band. And it does go, when you put your foot down, it does pick up quite nicely. And you know, what more can you ask for from a little car like this? You've got cheap insurance, the fuel economy is pretty decent, the brakes are good, the steering's good. I mean, it's not, there is a little bit of vagueness sometimes, but you know, that's probably to do with the power steering, the electric steering. Getting a bit confused when you go over some interesting road surfaces like this one. There's space in the back for 4 people, not in the back for 4 people, in the whole car for 4 people. There's a reasonable boot, and it's a good all-round car, really. I mean, for the money, you're getting quite a lot of car. Overall, the Panda 100 horsepower is a bit of a bargain. Although it's not perfect, it combines affordability, practicality, sporting looks and performance. It might not be a fully blown hot hatch, but it is a pretty accomplished start. It's a warm hatch. Although not perfect.
Go.
Overall, oh shit. We could do it. Overall, the Panda 100 horse. Oh shit! I put my massive pause there. Right, come on, start again. Overall, the Panda 100 horsepower is a bit of a bargain. Although not perfect, it combines affordability, practicality, sporting looks and performance. It might not be a full-on, full-fat hot hatch. Oh fuck, I mumbled my words. Overall, the Panda 100 horsepower is a bit of a bargain. Although not perfect, it combines affordability, practicality, sporting looks and performance. It might not be a full-on, full-fat hot hatch, but it is a pretty accomplished fucking car! Time as well.
That is going to be